Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're gonna be looking at The Amazing Spider-Man Classic Costume version by MAFEX. Now I must tell you guys, this is a phenomenal figure. I know that MAFEX already released this figure a few times before in different paint schemes, but I missed out on all of the previous versions. And I was so happy when I saw that MAFEX is re-releasing this figure, but this time in a version with his classic colors. I did saw a lot of reviews for this figure before, and I know what this figure is and what I'm getting in terms of sculpt and articulation and paint and the accessories and all of it. I would say right from the start that this is probably the best 6-inch Spider-Man action figure that was ever made. I may be wrong, I don't know, but I already had the pleasure of posing this figure because I already did make a posing video for this guy, and that video will actually be on the channel tomorrow. There is just so much that you can do with this figure. MAFEX made a wonderful body for Spider-Man, and it's not a surprise that they are reusing this body for all types of Spider-Man figures. Right from the start, it's a beautiful paint. Red is vibrant, a lighter blue as well. The muscles, I mean, they are sculpted so nicely, and the reflection of light makes this figure look even more beautiful. Webbings are actually sculpted on the figure and then filled with black color. The articulation on this figure, I mean, you get a hinge at the top of the neck and on the bottom of the neck so that it moves in whichever way you want. You can make him look straight up and make him look down all the way. There is actually this kind of peg that is curved, and so you can turn it to the front or to the back, and so you can make him look even more down or up, whichever way you want to go. He does have a butterfly joint that gives him the ability to move his arms across from one side to the other for those web slinging poses. They do move back as well, so far back, as you can see. At the shoulders we can get the arms to go up this much. Of course they have this 360 movement. There is the bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows, I mean, look at this. At the wrists there is this kind of joint, and it's actually really easy to slide the hands and interchange them, but it's not loose, so the hands will not fall off, you know. So you can turn it whichever way you want, but just be careful not to break that little peg. There is a cut up here that gives us a lot of movement to the back and some to the front, and there is also the cut in the lower part of the torso, which gives us the possibility to move even further back and even further forward. Of course, you can turn on the upper part side to side, and you can do that at the lower part as well. So those two joints combined give you a lot of movement from one side to the other. This is a softer plastic down here, and it gives us the opportunity for legs to move forward this much. Not so much back, but when you bend the leg to the back, it moves to the side, as you can see. There is this drop down method in the thighs so that you can get a better range of leg moving forward and out, which is great for, you know, Spider-Man. There is also this mechanism inside of the thigh which gives you thigh swivel. The legs move out this much. At the knees they are double jointed. At the ankles you do get a lot to the front and a lot to the back. The feet slide, of course, because they are interchangeable, same as the hands, and there is also a great ankle pivot. We have this toe hinge for his wall crawling poses. Yeah, this guy, you can get a lot of cool dynamic looking poses out of this figure. In terms of accessories, he does come with this certificate genuine product. You do get a MAFEX stand that you need to assemble. And then we do get the interchangeable head, and this is the one that is a little bit smaller and has more squintier eyes, and we can see it when we compare it. Also, I see online that there are a lot of people who are making custom heads for this figure, and they are doing some amazing work. We do get a lot of interchangeable hands, and what's cool with MAFEX is that they put the interchangeable hands on this small piece of plastic, so not only that you can storage them in more organized and less chaotic way, you know, but also the hands are always pegged on the peg that is the same dimensions like the peg on the wrists. So this makes it easier to interchange the hands. We do get this web tweeping hands, a pair of each. We get these relaxed hands, a pair of each. We also get a pair of more opened dynamic hands, which are great for wall crawling as well. We do get these web gripping hands. We get the same wall crawling hands but with magnets, and a pair of interchangeable feet that are exactly the same as the one that are on the figure, but these have little magnets. You stick them to some kind of a metallic surface and combine the feet and his hands. That should do the trick, and the figure should stuck to the surface. But that's not all in terms of accessories. He also comes with web accessories. So there is a longer one that opens at the end and that has this little hole, and down here you get a piece that goes on a stand, and so you can make it like Spider-Man is swinging from the ceiling or something like that, or that he is shooting the web into someone's face, you know. And then you get 4 of these web effects that have this little loop at the beginning, and so it goes around his wrist, and so you can pose your Spider-Man like he's shooting the web out of his wrists. Here we have the straight web effect with this curved ending that slides into his hands, and this is actually for when you want to pose him like he's swinging through the air. Now, in previous releases we got the unmasked Peter Parker head, but this time with this classic suit version they decided not to give us that, so we are lacking that one accessory. But nevertheless, this is still an amazing The Amazing Spider-Man MAFEX figure. Now let's compare this MAFEX Spider-Man with some other figures from some other lines. Here he is with Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man and Marvel Legends Retro Symbiote Spider-Man. Here he is with Marvel Legends War Machine Retro card and Marvel Legends Shocker. Then here he is with Marvel Legends movie Deadpool and Marvel Legends movie Iron Man from Thanos 2-pack. Then here he is with SH Figure Arts Far From Home Spider-Man and the SH Figure Arts Endgame Final Battle Iron Man. And then, compared with few other lines, here we have him with NECA's cartoon TMNT Leonardo and Hasbro's The Black Series Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett Throne Room. So all in all, as I said before, this is an amazing Spider-Man figure. MAFEX really killed it again on this one, which is no surprise, because the first time they released this figure with the original paint, it was amazing. A lot of people had this Spider-Man to be their best Spider-Man ever made in 6-inch line, and I feel like that didn't change to this day. It's just crazy how good his articulation is and what you can do with all of these joints that MAFEX put into this figure. All in all, the whole package is just a beautiful release by MAFEX. If you really want just one Spider-Man figure that is fully articulated, which you can pose around, take a bunch of cool looking photos, I would say that this is a strong recommendation and that this is that one Spidey figure that you should get. So, posing video for The Amazing Spider-Man by MAFEX will be up on the channel tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching, thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in the next video.